Sean Lennon here, host of Pro Wrestling Enforcer. If you haven't, check out the new shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees, Pro Wrestling Enforcer. Sale coming starting tomorrow. Also, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pro Wrestling Enforcer. And right now, we're esteemed to have our next guest on the show. We're welcoming independent pro wrestler Cody James on PWE. He was one half of CNC Destruction with Chris Miller. They are the former CSW Tag Team Champions, but you can catch them at Bad Friday, April 22nd in Franklin Park for Chicago Style Wrestling. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when you want to be there. Lucha Libre Total, Northland Pro as well. So a lot of big professional wrestling shows that he's a part of. Crash Tested Wrestling, where he's tag teaming with Chris Miller still. And make sure you check him out. We know he's trained at CSW with Steve Boz. And of course, why being heel is fun. We're going to hear that from him. And his interactions with the fans, his thoughts on WrestleMania weekend. He was there in person. And also get some advice on wanting to become a pro wrestler and more. So we welcome you today on Pro Wrestling Enforcer. Cody James, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, Sean. Thank you so much for having me. You reaching out the other day was awesome. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I'm very excited to be here right now.
Definitely. Well, I love talking to, wrestlers from Chicago. The independent scene is real hot right now. Pro wrestling, we just had a big WrestleMania weekend. That was pretty, huge. It was received well by audiences. So yeah, definitely professional wrestling is very big, and it's just nonstop, right? You guys don't have like a season. Like you don't have like traditional sports, you got time off, the season ends and you come back and for the regular season.
Yeah, no
regular season.
You take time off, you risk giving up your spot.
Right.
When you take time off, there's going to be somebody that's still working and they're going to keep going ahead of you. So you just got to keep moving. You got to keep the wheels spinning at all times. Yeah,
definitely. I think you guys get maybe like Christmas Day, Christmas weekend, New Year's Eve, because there's not many shows running around that time.
Yeah, no, December's nice. We can heal. I actually took majority of December. I think I had one show in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I just needed to rest. I needed to let my body heal. It was a long year. 2022 was a very long year, very fun, very big year, very exciting year. But I needed that time to let my body heal and get refocused and get back on it. And starting 2021 was a long, busy year. Yes. To get back on it in 2022. I've had a long weekend, man. I'm still not caught up on sleep. My voice, it's all raspy. I've lost my voice almost, several times this weekend.
Oh, of course. I mean, you're being in Dallas, WrestleMania weekend. How couldn't you? I'm sure we'll get to that later. But just starting off with professional wrestling, talk about what was your inspiration and how old were you when you decided to do this?
I'll start with my age when I started. I started when I was 30 years old. So just about 4 years ago, coming up in May. And I got a Facebook request from Steve Boz, and it was weird because my brother-in-law used to be a wrestler in the independent scene in Chicago. He was trained at PCW, so I was always talking to him and trying to get insight on him on how to get into the business, what to do, because I had no idea, and I randomly got a friend request and messaged Steve and went and met him, went to a practice at the school, and 5 minutes in, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to be a part of. Inspiration. I've been a lifelong fan, for, all of my life. I mean, I used to watch wrestling when I was a little kid, when I was a baby with my grandfather. He's the one who got me into it. Mm-hmm. And just little did they know, they got me hooked. Yeah. Pretty deep. Sometimes I felt like they were trying to pull me away from it because I was obsessed growing up and acting out, doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. And they blame wrestling for it. And now, it's wild where it's brought me to. So it's super cool.
For sure. And, you talk about, how pro wrestling in Chicago has changed, in the past decade. So many new promotions coming up. But do you have a favorite? I mean, Chicago style wrestling is your home. And what do you feel like they offer that many promotions don't?
I mean, I'm so biased because, like you said, Chicago style wrestling is my home. Steve brought me in, gave me a lot of love. He took care of me, still takes care of me. And, they just put on such a good product. And I owe so much to everybody there. And I'm always trying to learn and bring in such good talent. And, it's hard to say, one thing against another because everybody's doing so much for their talent. It's just, that's where I started training. And, that's where my heart is at all times. So, Chicago style is definitely important to me, but everybody's doing phenomenal work right now. Zawa Live is blowing up. They got a big show coming up in a couple weeks. They were in Texas. They had a really good Texas debut too. So that was huge. They're out in the northern suburbs. Rocket Pro, I debuted there this Saturday. They're doing phenomenal work. They're bringing in so much good talent over there. So I'm so excited to work over there and meet everybody involved at that promotion. Crash Tested is rebooted as of last year out in Indiana. So, they're doing really good things. They're really pushing the envelope, trying to, get back to where they once were and beyond that. Lucha Libre Total, and, they're always a fun time to work at. Rockford Damage Inc. out in Rockford, they're bringing in huge talents and they're having awesome shows every couple months, which is super cool. Northland Pro Wrestling, Nathan Pebble over there is a close friend of mine, and being able to work with him, it's amazing, bounce ideas back and forth. Sometimes I was just sitting there late at night, texting back and forth, different ideas for new shows. And, so that's cool. And it's like 15 minutes from my house. It's the only show I don't have to, drive an hour to, which is phenomenal. And then even the promotions I don't work with right now, Berwyn Championship Wrestling, Freelance Wrestling, Galley, Lucha, they're doing such an amazing job. I follow all of their stuff on social media, and Chicago is just a huge hub. The Midwest right now is such a huge hub for wrestling, and so many people are doing it right. And the fans, I hope are supporting all of them, as they should be, because without the fans, we don't have a show.
Yeah, for sure. And the fans are part of this experience, right? As you've come to find out in your time in Chicago style wrestling. I mean, how do you like the intimacy of that? And all the other shows too. This is independent wrestling. The fans are in your face, they'll heckle you till the sun goes down.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Interacting with the fans, it's so important because that's what we're there for. That's what every piece of the puzzle that we're putting together throughout a match, it's for them. We're taking them on a roller coaster ride. We're giving them their ups, we're giving them their downs, we're giving them false hopes, and if they're not enjoying it, then we're not doing our job. If they're not following along with it, we're not telling them the right stories. So we have to definitely keep them interacted throughout the entire time. We can't put matches together for us. Now there's things that we do because we're crazy. We want to do them because they're exciting and they're fun, but they need to make sense for the match.
Sure.
There's a million things I'd love to do, but it might not make sense in the next match I have. So you keep it to the side, you save it. You get to those big spots and when the time is right. But I try to interact with the fans from the second I see them to the second I walk back through that curtain, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether they're swearing at me, whether they're cheering me. If I get some sort of reaction, I know I'm doing my job right.
Yeah, definitely. And then you and Chris are definitely the heaters of CSW, when you guys were tag teaming, you guys definitely get a lot of heat. You definitely get the crowd interacting. Would you say
it was good. It got a little scared there for a little bit. I started getting some hate messages. I was starting to get a little nervous. It was all in good fun though. But, that was a wild ride in CSW. Unfortunately, after last month, we had a little upset, and the stipulation on our match was that we are no longer allowed to tag in CSW moving forward. So we're going to go our own ways right now at CSW. I'm excited for what the future has in store for both of us.
Yes.
I'm going to look at this as a new opportunity, as I'm still just getting my feet wet in pro wrestling, but I'm going to let everybody see what I'm really capable of.
Definitely.
And I'm going to use this as a really big opportunity.
And working with a guy that, you know, Chris Miller, 10-year veteran, learning a lot, right?
I did learn a lot. I did learn a lot, and you know, the guy's like my brother. You know, I love the guy. I owe so much to him. He was at my wedding in September, and you know, I'm so thankful for him. I hope we don't have to see each other across the ring, because I would hate to kick his ass. But you know, no, he's a good dude, and Chris Miller doesn't suck. I will give him that. And I think he could have a long, successful career once he gets rid of that sledgehammer.
Yeah, the sledgehammer's got to go. So
it's got to go. I mean, it cost us our tag team championship, and it cost us our tag teaming abilities in CSW now. So the sledgehammer's definitely got to go. Hopefully, he could part ways with it soon, so he could get back on the right track.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like overdose, right? Like, how many matches did Al Snow get cost by head? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So, but who knows? Maybe it'll be his gimmick, and that's what's going to get him over, and it's going to get him to the next level. So,
yes,
we'll see.
Yeah, excited to see where you guys go from here. And you know, did you enjoy playing the heel, and why?
I did. I really did. It made me go to a different place. I like to think that I'm a genuinely nice person, you know, a good human being, and going out there and just being able to be a jerk and, you know, play that character. It was fun, you know, and I got to flip a switch, and getting my wife and my kids and my parents and my friends to boo me and genuinely boo me and not like what I'm doing that was so fun. And just it was always hard, though. It was challenge. It was very challenging for me to do that, because like I said, that's not who I genuinely am. But I had a blast in it, and you know, whatever I need to do moving forward, you know, I'm going to do it. What's best for business, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, talk about your career so far, where you want to head from here. I mean, it seems like you've got a blank slate in CSW. You're still tag team with Chris Miller and other promotions like Crash Tested and so forth. And you're making your Rocket Pro debut. So, like, you know, like you said, you got a lot coming at you at once at a very early age, you know, a very early age for your pro wrestling career.
Yeah. Obviously the dream, you know, is to get signed somewhere big, right? That's why we do this. It's why we join it. But that's not what's important to me right now. What's important to me is just enjoying the ride and trying to take in everything as it comes to me. I'm trying to learn as much as I can from every person I work with, whether it's behind the curtain, whether it's in the ring, listening, taking advice from mentors, and trying to pick people's ears as much as possible to, you know, to make the best of myself and to network. You know, I'd like to go to some other promotions in the area, and there are talks, but, you know, we'll see what comes of them.
Nice. Maybe a surprise debut or something like that, right?
Yeah. So
like
we'll
doing
see.
That? Have you done that before, where you just like showed up at a show and?
We were gonna do it in March somewhere, but scheduling didn't work out, so that got put on the back burner. So we'll see what happens. But 2022 is going to be a big year. I'm really excited. It's going to be bigger than 2021 was, which means it's going to be busier than 2021 was. But I'm loving the ride, and I have all the support from my family and my friends behind me, so that's what keeps me going.
Definitely, maybe more traveling involved.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely talks of going out of state, which would be exciting. Stuff with the shoot job, but we'll make it happen.
Definitely. And, you know, talk about why you think telling a story over the constant pops is more conducive to making a successful pro wrestling show, pro wrestling match, you know?
Like I said earlier, taking the audience on that roller coaster ride, giving them their ups and their downs. Yeah, they're going to pop for the big pop, but they only have so many pops in them, I feel, during a match before you wear them out and They just look at it as, this is a car crash.
Sure.
And, they're just cheering for that. You train them to just cheer that. And they lose track of the story. You tell a good story one night, that story can go into the next night and into the next night, into the next night. And now they're invested in what's going on between those opponents, and they want to see what the payoff is. So they're going to keep coming back month after month after month to see what happens next.
Sure.
Is he going to get screwed again? Is he going to go over this time? Is he going to cheat? Is he going to, is he going to be able to overcome two people when it's just one? Is there going to be, anything could happen, and you want them guessing and you want them on their toes, because if not, you have one hot show with a bunch of people. Cool. But if there's no story going into the next month, what's the reason for them to come?
Right. Definitely. And every promotion is different. Like, they work on their crowds are different, the promotion's different, and so forth. But yeah, I think CSW really has that great storytelling. You guys definitely put your work in,
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one of the things that, I'm very old fashioned, old school, I guess you could say. I grew up on the golden era of wrestling, and I love the storytelling. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the car crashes. I love the high spots and, spot after spot after spot. But what I grew up on, so I'm a little biased to that, I think. But, that's my opinion.
Definitely. Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and, definitely respect it. And as you are working your way to be that veteran, get on top of the wrestling world. Anybody out there you feel like, I want to take this guy on, or he disrespected me out there? I look at, all the roster of the CSW and so forth. There's some big guys out there. Like I think you and Cypher would be a good one-on-one match. That just gets in my head, because you and him are like the two biggest guys in the CSW roster in the locker room.
Yeah, no.
I
would love to tie up with Cypher. Me and Cypher's tied up one or two other times.
Okay.
I believe twice outside promotions. Most recent, Northland Pro Wrestling early last year, before like the second shutdown kind of scared everybody, and we all had to go back inside again for a little bit. We had something going over there. It might spark up again. So nice. Stay tuned and see if anything comes of that. There's so many people I want to work with and get in that ring with right now. I'd love to get in the ring with Vic Capri. I have a lot of respect for him. I've had some tussles with Marche Rocket out in Crash Tested Wrestling. I'd love to bring that fight to Chicago and tear it down for round 3. I'd love to get a shot at that Metro Division title that Steve Boz has right now. Little student first teacher.
Nice.
He was one of my very first singles matches, and I've grown so much since then. I would love to take a road down that, a trip down that road again. So yeah, there's so many people. Anybody right now in CSW, and several other places. The rosters everywhere right now are so packed. I'm really excited to be working against Mike Hartenbauer down at Zawa.
Oh yeah.
Weeks, for the Zawa Live Championship. Picked up a little win in Texas. He's been dodging me out in the Chicagoland area for quite a while. I've been poking my nose around Zawa, and he's wrestling a bunch of cruiserweights. So we want to see what he can do against a real heavyweight.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting, man. Good luck with that one.
Thank you.
And who else do you look up in pro wrestling, and why right now?
That list it's so long. Name a few. Steve Boz, he's always going to be at the top of that list. I love that man so much. Marche Rocket, I pick that guy's ear every show that we're at. Jason Hades, I take everything he has to say to me, feedback, whatever it is, and I take it to heart and I try to apply it right away. And those are just to name a few. I was also raised to respect my elders and the people that have been doing this longer than me. So, anybody that has insight or opinions or feedback for me, I listen to them, I take it in, and I try to apply it all, because they can only talk, they can talk till they're blue in the face, but if I don't apply it, it's doing no justice. So.
Yes. And then we also saw you on the show, Roses Are Red. We saw you talking to Eric, the lawyer for Mario
Oh
Padua.
yeah.
So what's going on with that? And Levi, I'm going to talk to those guys on Thursday. So
Okay. Me and Eric have a weird relationship. We're part of a faction out in Crash Tested Wrestling called the High Society. Obviously, we're a little rough around the edges, and we need some good legal counsel every once in a while. He's good at what he does, so we keep him around. But we on the other side of the fence, we've definitely gone to war. We had a no DQ match, an Irish street fight a couple weeks ago out in Northland Pro Wrestling for the heavyweight title there, and it was an absolute bloodbath. And
yeah, I saw
but
some highlights.
we moved on from it. Our little conversations at CSW, I don't think anything's going to come of it. We're on our own. We're on our own paths there. We have our own goals. And he knows, I think after, what happened last time between us, I think he knows to stay in his lane.
Okay. Definitely fair up assessment. How about Levi? Levi's another.
Oh my gosh. I got nothing nice to say about that guy.
No.
I don't know, man. He crooked guy, and he recently got left by Jax Johnson, got left high and dry, and now he's putting together the association at Northland Pro Wrestling with Adam Stallion and Eric Schultz. The big crook with his two little crooks. But we'll see what happens. I'm not too sure what he's doing at CSW right now. I'm sure he's lurking around and trying to get his hands into something.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Eric Schultz and Levi, I'm going to be talking to him, so it'll be an interesting conversation.
The dynamic duo.
Now, how important was it for you to have something to fall back on pro wrestling? Do you feel that's important?
I was reading over the questions with my wife earlier when you sent them to me, just to make sure that I was thinking about everything the right way, and I'm kind of going to reverse that question on you because I'm very stable in life. I have a career, I have my family, and I don't need to be doing pro wrestling. I do it because I love it, and I'm doing it because I want to fall back on pro wrestling, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And growing up, I was very fortunate, to be led down a good path and make smart decisions. And, I'm in a position right now to where I am able to give a lot of attention to wrestling. And I have a very strong support system behind me. Now, everything that I do in my personal life right now, it's there and it's set up. So if one day I do, get that phone call or wrestling and I get to go to the next step, I have things set up and in place already for when that ride's over.
For sure.
My resume is pretty good, and I think I could get back into what I'm doing right now afterwards and, still be comfortable in life and happy with life.
Okay.
So this is a pure love-driven, opportunity that I'm on right now. And it's a dream that I never thought I'd be doing this. So.
Yeah. And what's your advice for some of these guys like Mario Padua trying to be a bully, barking up the wrong tree? Well, you've been the bully of CSW, you and Chris Miller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is he barking up the wrong tree with this new attitude, or?
I kind of like it. I think he's becoming one of it himself. I think he's finding himself a little bit more. And I'm really excited to see what comes from him. He is a phenomenal athlete. I have a lot of respect for Mario, and I'm really excited to see what comes from this. I would love to get in there and tie up with him and set him straight and make sure that he knows he's not going to bully me. But, I think he has a really good opportunity ahead of him to tell a good story through his CSW career.
Definitely. And we have guys like Adam Stallion, Casey Nova. I mean, you've been in the ring with them. Talk about the younger.
Those guys they're phenomenal. You know, those kids can move around the ring, and they're just, you know, Adam's been wrestling longer than I have. So I mean, I look up to him and I ask him advice on stuff sometimes. We'll be at shows and I'll get his opinion on things. Casey Nova has been doing it much shorter than I have either. You know, so he's picking it up. He's getting steam on, you know, behind him, and he's going to be blowing up this year. I see 2022 being, you know, big years for both of them as well. I see Adams branching out and getting on some other promotions as well. I know Casey works at Galley Pro Wrestling or Galley Lucha Libre quite a bit. So I'm really excited. I've seen him work at Northland Pro Wrestling now. And then, you know, I was obviously just in a 5-way scramble kind of with them at CSW. If you, I guess you can call it that. So, you know, so they're really good. They're both good kids too. So I have nothing but love and respect for both of them. And I wish them nothing but the best. Definitely.
And then talk about that scramble, of course, that was I don't want to say the last, but that was the latest match with Sky Blue. You know, we don't want to say it's the last match with Sky Blue at CSW, or the latest one, right? So that was
she was there. You know, and it was really fun to be a part of that match with her. You know, she's like the little sister of that locker room. Yeah. Everybody cares about her. Everybody loves her. And we wish her nothing but the best. And every time she comes back, it's an absolute treat. So.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to get your thoughts on some of the upcoming matches announced for Bad Friday, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you think of the match with Josh Woods? Well, he's no longer the current ROH Pure Champion, but taking on Jax Johnson.
I'm very excited for that match. You know, Jax Johnson is somebody that I've wanted to wrestle for a long time now, and we just can never seem to make it work. So hopefully this year it does happen, but to see him go up against Josh Woods is going to take him to another level. And there's going to be a lot of people watching this, and I'm going to learn from it. I know he's going to learn from it, and the fans are going to absolutely love it. So they're going to tear the house down, and I can't wait for that match.
Beauty supply match.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be, you know, that's going to be probably one of the most entertaining things. Mateo and Ryan tore it down the one last year. So what Mateo and Joey are working up, I'm sure it's going to be nothing short of phenomenal. It's going to be an amazing time. I know we're going to laugh, we're going to cheer, we're going to boo. It's going to get all the emotions out of us, and it's going to bring out the fans and the workers. Nice. The crowd's going to love it. So I'm excited for that one.
And you got Solomon Tupo taking on Steve Boz, the superstar Steve Boz. So that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be a good one. Tupo, he's a big boy. He's somebody that I've also wanted to get in there with. He's Black and Brave trained. I have a lot of respect for that school down there and everybody that's coming out of it. Steve Boz is, you know, he's my trainer, and you know, one of the main reasons I'm doing this right today, and that I'm on this show today. So, you know, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun to watch. I mean, Steve's beaten bigger people in the past, BOZ. So, but Tupu's got, you know, the age advantage. So we'll see what happens in that one. I'm really excited. I'm going to be paying attention to that one closely because, like I said, you know, I'd love a shot at that Metro Division title.
For sure. Those are the only matches that have been announced so far. I don't know if I'm missing any. I believe those are the ones. I think.
Yeah, no, that's everything that I've seen so far as well.
I think, did they announce something for the Dope Kings?
No, okay. I haven't seen anything for the Dope Kings yet.
Nothing yet. Okay. And I'm sure they'll have someone coming in to take on Heather Reckless. I'm not sure where that's going, but.
Oh yeah, I'm sure both those belts will be on the line, and I'm sure Joey Avalon will also be in attendance, defending the CSW Championship. So, you know, it's destined to be a phenomenal show.
Gotta watch out for Sierra, man. If you ever take on Joey Avalon.
Oh yeah, I'll have to have eyes in the back of my head for that one. But that would be such a good match. Me and Joey.
Oh yeah.
That would be phenomenal. We would have so much fun with that. And yeah, I mean that's two trains going head on, you know, for each other.
He's big, man. He's very sized, you know, for the champion, not smaller. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that was still a shocker that he did lose it to Brubaker, you know, the way that went down, but he's definitely the reigning champion for a reason.
Yep, exactly. No, he's very good talent, and being able to watch him work, you know, consistently in CSW and study him, and you know, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready because so when my opportunity comes, I don't miss it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love to see Joey Mayberry and his, I can't off the top of my head, his opponent, you know, Mayberry, the beauty match. Yeah, Mateo Valentine. Yeah, just off the top of my head, I forgot his name.
Yeah, that's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. You know, the wild stuff that they're going to probably bring out. I can't even imagine. So I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to let everything be a surprise. I'm not going to ask any questions because, like I said, I want them to bring out the fan in me so I can watch it. Will you be there? Are you gonna come?
Yeah, I'm looking to be there, man. I can't confirm yet, but I'm looking to go, man. It's exciting. I just Fridays don't work too well for me, but I'll see you. No, I'll be at the next one for sure because you guys always put on a great show at CSW. And then before I let you go, let's talk about WrestleMania, right? How much fun was that? I mean, we got to see you there in the audience when the Undertaker is being inducted in the Hall of Fame. So that was special, right? And you got to be on TV, and I was on TV at Raw a couple of weeks ago. So I guess we're both TV
Saw
fans.
That. We got our couple of seconds of fame right there.
Yes, right? We did. So yeah, talk about the experience. Have you done the Mania weekend before?
Yeah. So this is my third Mania. It's mine and my wife's second Mania weekend. Our first one was 34 down in New Orleans. We were gonna do 36, but the world shut down. And there were no fans at WrestleMania. So we definitely wanted to get out there. We couldn't do it last year because our little man was too small. We didn't want to leave him yet.
Sure.
So we decided that, hey, we just got married in September. We didn't have a honeymoon. Let's go. Let's make this a honeymoon. Let's make this WrestleMania weekend. We got a lot to celebrate. Let's go have a good time. Fun fact about Hall of Fame is we weren't even going to go. We were going to go out to dinner and we were going to go post up at a bar and we were going to watch it there. We were just going to do Mania, and those were going to be the only two shows that we did, but we were talking about it back and forth, and we finally decided, you know what, if we could find some good tickets, we'll go. We were very lucky to have the opportunity that we actually got moved up front there for that. So that was very cool. Got to have a lot of conversations with some really cool people. We got to meet a lot of cool families that were from out of town. We met this one family, husband and wife. They had their two little kids with them. They drove 20 hours from West Virginia.
Wow.
And huge diehard wrestling fans, and got their information. We're still talking today, which is super cool. And we have a lot in common. I met one of my best friends at WrestleMania 34. And he lives in Scotland. So it's really cool how this weekend brings so many people together from so many different areas, different countries, different states, different cultures, different backgrounds. And we're able to connect over this. And so that was really cool. But at the Hall of Fame, listening to the Undertaker's speech, it was very moving and it was just very powerful. And I mean, he had a 10-minute ovation when he came out. He didn't say anything. He just stood there and the crowd wouldn't let him talk, and he didn't need to talk. We owed him for everything he gave us. So it was very moving, and we're very glad that we went. It's something that we're going to hold on to, for a very long time, to be able to be a part of that.
Definitely. Yeah, next year they'll be in Los Angeles, and I wish they would come back here, but
hey, maybe when Arlington gets that new stadium, when the Bears rebuild and hopefully they build a dome, and I can see it. If we hit a dome, Chicago's a huge city. They love coming to Chicago. We're some of the best fans in the world right here in Chicago. So, for them to come back here would be absolutely phenomenal. And, I think it'd open up a lot of opportunities for a lot of people in the area, because so many people travel to Mania weekend, to work and do shows, and, to have an opportunity to do it right at home or an hour away and sleep in your own bed at the end of the night. Oh my goodness, that'd be great.
Exactly. I mean, I guess I'm kind of waiting for that. I haven't been to Mania in a few years, but I'd love to be there. You know, if
Yeah,
they
no,
bring it.
I heard rumors, that it's going to be in Vegas or New Orleans again after Los
Mhm.
Angeles. So we'll see. I'm not sure if we're going to go next year or not, but maybe
Right.
the year after.
Definitely. And for you, it's just got to be, amazing. Just take it all in, that you do this as a profession and you get to see them perform
Yeah.
out there. And what was your favorite match personally? Like which one stood to you? Is there a particular one or?
I don't know. I'm probably going to get heat for this but I thought the Knoxville Sami Zayn match was very entertaining. It was goofy and it was something different.
Yeah.
Obviously Austin coming out
Mhm.
night one and working Kevin Owens was amazing. That was one of the main reasons we decided to go to Mania too, and then when he showed up and we got to see him and Vince on night two, that was a really cool moment because we were
Yeah.
kids, when
Mhm.
when the Attitude Era was going on and they were going back and forth on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And, so to see that again, that was really special. And seeing Cody debut, Cody Rhodes, that was really cool. I'm really glad that he's back in WWE. I think it's going to make the product even better, and it's going to make the competition even more fun between the two companies that are going right now.
I agree.
And I'm really excited for where wrestling is right now. The whole industry is just on fire and it's booming, and everybody's doing things right now, and it's awesome to see. And there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, and I just want everybody to succeed. We're all in this together. We're all in this to do the same thing. So one of the things that I try to push and make sure everybody knows is that I want what I want for everybody.
Yes, definitely, man. Well, I appreciate you, Cody, for being on PWE, man, and we'll get you to cut a heel promo later on, right? I got something in store.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love heel promos.
Character.
But no, thank you for having me on, man.
Problem.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time. There's a couple guys, that do this, and you guys don't have to do this. You, Steve Arendt, Mike over at Windy City Slam, and you guys do not have to do this. And use your free time to put us over, and give us this platform to market ourselves to,
Definitely.
to others and put our brands out there. So you guys are not praised enough for what you do. I respect you all and I thank you for it. And I wish you guys nothing but the best as well.
For sure, man. For Pro Wrestling Enforcer, I'll get you a shirt in the future.
Oh yeah, I'm a 2XL.
Okay, awesome. I got you, man.
Awesome, man.
So appreciate you being on PWE. Just shout out to if you want to shout anyone out or plug your social media, go ahead.
Absolutely. All the promotions I'm working for coming up: Rocket Pro, Chicago Style Wrestling, Crash Tested Wrestling, Zawa, Manson Family Wrestling has a fundraiser show in Marengo coming up soon. May 1st, we are back at Hall Heels Wrestling. May 14th, Rock for Damage Inc. returns. So there's a lot of big stuff coming up out there. You can find me on Instagram at Cody_James88. You don't need my Twitter because I'm the worst Twitterer.
Yeah.
If that's how you say it, Tweeter. Follow me on Twitter or on Instagram, Cody_James88.
Sounds good, Cody. I appreciate you being on PWE. I'll hopefully see you soon.
Thanks, brother.
Anytime.